Stell.
Well, what I just learned, Matt, is that your mom did not know she was going to be on the air with us this morning.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, thanks.
Well-
Thanks for that.
It's Mother's Day week, and he said that you were coming in with him, and I was like, oh, this is very exciting, because I've known Matt for a little bit now, and I was like, I get to meet his mom. And then you walked in, and you're like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, well, he told me that we were going to breakfast, and I was like, okay, and he said, well, don't wear teacher clothes, and I'm like, really? For breakfast? What does it matter? So now I get it. Now I'm gonna kill him. Yeah.
This is the same way I proposed to my wife. I was like, hey, look, we got dinner, so stay dressed up.
Yeah.
And then I lured her into it. Well, first of all, I'm Bobby. It is really nice to meet you.
I'm a big fan.
Oh,
so,
thanks.
Yeah, big fan.
So what do I call you, though? Do I call you?
Lisa.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
And you say you're not in teacher clothes. Are you a teacher?
I was an educator, yeah.
And is there a difference in teacher clothes and the great outfit you have on right now?
Well, teacher clothes are usually more comfortable.
Then I wear teacher clothes every day.
Yeah.
In case you want. Every single day. I have Razorback shorts on. And so,
Yeah.
So Matt, let me come to you for a second. You have a new song that you're going to play for us.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to figure out how this all, I know what the answer is here, but how it all fits together. Your new song is called what?
Man-Made is my new song.
What is it about?
It's sort of about the reason that anyone does most of anything, which is, the women in their lives to some extent or another. And, my mom and I'm probably my best friend for the most part. We don't talk about some things, but...
What are you not talking about? Let's talk about it here. I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah, we're really close, and Mom has done a whole lot in her life. She got most of her doctorate done as a single mom, and she's right now the number one barrel racer and pole bender in her region of Arkansas. And she's just kind of an all-around, get your bleep, but she's a badass. And so this song is about things that dudes do, but it's also kind of about badass women and the reason, why we do stuff. And you've also done a lot of your own stuff, too. So
And stunts, apparently, as a barrel racer. You really do that? That's not a joke?
Yeah, I'm a barrel racer and pole bender.
I don't know what a pole bender is. I know what a barrel racer is.
It's another rodeo event where you go through 6 poles real fast on a horse.
Dang. Wow.
yeah, she got thrown off a horse 2 years ago and fractured her pelvis, and that sucked for everybody. But
that horse had to go. Yeah.
yeah.
So did you get back on the horse? Not the same horse, but a different horse?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that? Did you grow up in rodeo?
I grew up with horses. I'm a country girl, so I grew up out in the country, and we always had horses. So yeah.
Did you grow up in Arkansas?
Uh-huh.
So did I.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did. I
Okay.
know all about you.
Oh, I did. I never know. I never know.
I know
Wow.
all your books. I've read all your
well,
books.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I have questions about Matt, if that's okay.
Great.
Okay.
Awesome.
So Matt Stell is here.
Revenge of the Mom.
And
yeah.
his mom is here. So when Matt was, I don't know, 9, 10, 11 years old, what kind of young kid was he?
It was a very bright kid, high energy, very strong-willed.
Those are nice ways to say an awful. That's really sweet.
No, he was a good kid. He was a lot of fun. He was athletic, so I played sports, so we did a lot of sports together. And we would, but I had to keep him busy.
Well, you 6'7"?
Yeah.
Would that be accurate? Okay, so I'm going to ask this in the gentlest way possible. When you give birth to a baby that ends up growing into a 6'7" man, is that baby big?
Well, he was a little over 8 pounds, but he didn't really become. He didn't leave his peers until about the summer of his 11th grade. He was never the shortest kid in the class, but he was pretty average up until that point. And then when he hit 10th grade, 11th grade, he had a tremendous growth spurt, and he even grew in college.
Did you buy him his first guitar?
Yeah, when he was about 12, and he played it Christmas morning, and that was about it.
What do you mean about it?
He played it Christmas morning, and then it went into a closet, and it didn't come back out until he asked me to bring it up one home game, a college home game, to his dorm. And he said, yeah, that guitar that you got me when I was 12? Yeah. And he said, can you bring that? And then the rest is history.
So you only played it one time? You had no interest in music?
I was not equipped to sit still for any length of time, and at 12 years old at all. Yeah, I couldn't do it. And so, but I eventually, knows me better than myself. So it's like, thanks for the guitar.
Why would you get him a guitar at age 12? Did he have an interest in
Well,
learning?
we have a musical family, and I wanted him to learn the piano, and so he didn't want to learn the piano. If he had to learn instrument, he wanted to learn the drums. So, okay, we'll do the drums. And so he...
It's so bad.
Yeah. So, and then from the drums, I said, well, you need to learn chords, and you need to because it's good for your mind to learn music, whether you're musical or not. So, so I got the guitar hoping that, he would gravitate toward it at some point.
And didn't seem like that took for many, many years.
Well, you had to plant seeds with Matt. So
That's a long seed.
It's
That's
a long seed.
6-year
Yeah.
seed
The long
there.
game,
Yeah. That was
You're
a
in it for the long haul.
Why did you start to want to play guitar in college, Matt? What was it that was happening where you're like, dang, I should kind of start to do this?
Well, I figured out that I always had a passion for music. I just thought, like, I knew every song on the radio. All I did. And I just thought that everybody was that way. And then, I went to college and I saw that, there were people that loved music, but I was a little atypical that way. And then I fell in love with, like, songwriting very early on. Like, I started writing songs as soon as I could mash 4 chords together. And that was a lot of what drove me to learn how to play and keep playing. And then I found out that we had a great time when I did it at the Sig New House and the other bars and stuff around town later on. And so that was a big part of it too, was hanging out with buddies and things like that. But really the songwriting part of it was really what put its hooks in me.
When Matt is going to school and he's quite educated, he gets his bachelor's degree, gets his master's degree, but then he wants to go and play sticky fingers. Are you as a mom going, son, love it for you, but you have to be going, there's this career path, it's dead end for 99.9% of people. Like, did you have that talk with him?
Never. As soon as, he sets his mind and commits to something, he's in it. And so, no, I told him to follow his passion. And he was young. He didn't have any, he didn't have a wife or children. I said, so if you're going to try this, you need to try it while you're still single. And no, after he had invited us up that one time at at a home game, he said, hey, I want you to hear something. And he pulled out that guitar because I didn't know he was, learning the guitar after I took it back up there. And he said, oh, I want you to hear something. And he played Sheepskin Road. He'd written this song about his Pa Amos that encapsulated the man's entire life in two verses. And we all just cried. I mean, it was we were shocked. And I thought, oh yeah, you're going to have to follow this. This is good. So no, I never had any doubts that he wouldn't at least give it a try. And then if it didn't work out, at least he gave it his all.
Were you able to go to his Aubrey debut?
Oh my God, yes. Me and everybody that lives in Center Ridge, Arkansas, there were like 400 and something people from our hometown. Even the mailman came.
Really?
Yes.
And what was that like for you to watch your son in the circle at the Grand Ole Opry?
It was surreal. His stepmom and I held hands and just prayed through the whole thing. We were excited and nervous and wishing his dad was there and it was fantastic. And anytime you can be in a high stress situation like that, especially in front of your community, that's a lot of pressure. And I thought, if you can do this, you can do anything. And it was just magical. It really was. He just knocked it out of the park. So,
would you be upset if he cursed in a song?
I don't like him using some cuss words. No. Yeah.
Which ones do you not like him using? You don't have to say it. Just what's the first letter?
Yeah, I don't like the F word.
That'd be a tough one to do in a song, though.
Yeah, I try to not
Yeah.
as much as possible. Like,
Which ones are
combine
okay?
F words and microphones.
Yeah. Just generally.
Yeah.
Which ones are okay, though?
Like damn,
Okay.
hell.
Okay, but those two and only those two.
Well, yeah. The
Okay.
others are kind of jarring, and for his fan base, and I always think about his grandma. If it makes his grandma cringe, you shouldn't do it.
I like that. That's
That's my target demo.
a good way to go through life. That's right.
That's right.
Who is your favorite country artist that isn't your son?
I really like Chris Bandy. I really think he has a cool vibe, a cool voice, and I really like Chris Bandy.
You know the story about Matt getting a tattoo on his chest.
Yeah,
And the picture was posted. And how did you see the tattoo on his chest?
with everyone else.
Oh, you did. So it wasn't
Yeah. Yeah.
and you didn't like that. Or you?
Well, I think it got misconstrued because it wasn't the tattoo. I don't have anything against people getting tattoos, but it was for the reason behind the tattoo. It was a little bit deeper. You know, when you're a single mom, you worry to death, you know, that your kid is not going to follow a path of from drugs or alcohol or those kind of things. And he's always been really good to be his own man and not kind of succumb to peer pressure. And it always worries me. You know, I was afraid it was a sign that he was succumbing to the pressures of the community and
It is
peer
a sign.
pressure.
You should take it as a sign.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And so, but then after I saw that it wasn't a spur of the moment thing, that he had really thought it out and it wasn't an impulse, that was okay.
Yeah, I
with it.
really thought. I got this tattoo. I had a buddy that had a 10-year anniversary party in Vegas, and they had like this. They rented out this suite thing, and they hired a tattoo artist to come to the room and give out tattoos, and he did like 25 tattoos that night. So
Peer
looking back,
pressure.
it might have been a little bit peer pressure. Yeah.
Well,
to go
since
with
then, the
crowd.
wheels have fallen off. I'm just going to let you know from me to you. I'm sitting in front of you. It's
Yeah.
not been pretty the last few months. So, okay, Matt Stell is here. His mom is here. It's Mother's Day week. The beauty of this is she had no idea she was going to be on the show. Truth is, I thought you knew.
No.
I saw you in the hallway, and I was like, oh, she's getting the...
No, I was just excited he was going to be on your show.
Oh.
And so I was all pumped when I walked in. I thought that was the surprise, was that he was going to be on Bobby Bones' show this morning. So I was all psyched. And
So are you. Here we go.
it's like they were having to drag me to the chair. And I'm like, what? I'm not supposed to be here. I'm going to kill you later.
Well, this has been amazing. I'm glad you came in. You're so good. For someone who didn't really want to do this, you hopped in. You can tell that you have a lot of poise and you've had to speak in front of a lot of folks. Is this part of what you do, is have to, I don't know, you're highly educated, you're talking to teachers? I don't know what's happening here.
Oh, I did.
Yeah?
Teach administrators.
Teachers, legislators, all kinds of stuff. She'll
I'm retired
She'll
now.
downplay a lot of what she's done, but she has helped a lot of people. Obviously, me the most, but she invented giving college credit to high school kids in school. And
Wait, what do you mean by that?
she instituted a program in Arkansas where if you paid $50 a semester for a class, you could go take like Comp 1 and 2.
What year did you do that? Do you know?
It was about 2014, something like that.
So if you pay $50, you could go take classes.
Your class would count for, like, if you went and take Comp 1 at UCA, let's say, it would count as your credit for graduating high school, and you would graduate high school. You could graduate high school with an AA degree, and if you had free and reduced lunch, it was free.
Wow.
And she did all that.
Well,
And well, I mean, you spearheaded it. A lot of people helped you, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we're not. My mom is a badass. She's the sweetest lady in the world, but she gets stuff done, and
It sounds like you're both proud of each other, which is pretty cool.
yeah. She's
well, I'm proud of Matt.
Well, let me ask you both, because Matt has his master's and you have your doctorate. He just said. Well, I mean, I don't mean to brag myself, but next weekend I'll be getting my honorary doctorate.
I
So we're
saw
basically all the same.
that.
We're basically all the same. So I
I saw that. That was
Hey
congratulations.
Matt, just let a couple doctors talk if you don't mind. If you don't mind, just
Sit this
sitting
one out.
back.
Yeah. Not qualified.
So do we feel like it's pretty ridiculous that I'll be getting an honorary doctorate?
No, I think
like
it's
that.
awesome.
All right, you can keep yours then.
Yeah.
She worked for hers.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. She worked for hers. Okay, Matt's going to hang out and is going to play his new song. And I saw you recording. Will you like record Matt up here on your phone? Is that when he plays? Is it still a mom thing where you record him on?
I know. I really geek out.
Yeah.
Still, it just never gets old. You know.
That
So,
means
yeah.
you still love him. Do you post it on social media?
I do.
Yeah?
I mean, sometimes I'll ask him, but sometimes I won't.
Do your friends back home, they think that you're even cooler now that your son's becoming a big star?
Well, I've kind of lost my name. Oh, you're Matt Stell's mom, which is okay.
Because you used to be.
I used to be Lisa's boy.
Oh, that's what it is. Got it. Okay, we're going to come back. Matt's going to play his new song. Thank you for coming in.
Thank
This
you.
has just been delightful.
Well, it's been fun.
Happy Mother's Day. He better get you something really nice.
Yeah. Ew.
Does he? Does he get you something nice on Mother's Day, or does he
Yeah.
forget?
No, he never forgets. Even if it's just a funny
Why
card.
are you winking at me right now?
I'm not.
Okay.
It's a Bobby Bones show.